Hi guys, how are you all doing? I am I have been dealing with my camera. If you'll recall, a couple of I think on yeah, I think on YouTube. I'm not sure if I posted that. I actually talked about the fact that I'm going to be starting a podcast. Guys, I bought a Blue Yeti, okay? And the reason I bought it, budget friendly, and all that good stuff, Unfortunately, because I was saying, okay, that I was going to use the Blue Yeti, and then, I don't want to have to deal with headphones. I have ear problems. Okay, I have problems with my ears. So, I don't want to aggravate it because it's really bad. There is a very strong chance that in the future I'm going to be using hearing aid, you know. And so here I am trying to, buying something. And I bought this, this is a project that I had been planning. If you notice, my setting has changed, And I bought this Blue Yeti, in the hopes that, okay, I was going to just, be podcasting directly. And I have spoken with them on the customer service. It's just a bunch of downloading drivers. For me, I just don't want to use earphones, and now I'm stuck with it because the return period is over. So I'm in a situation whereby I'm going to either buy new, probably new gear. God, I'm so upset. All over again. That's where I am. My battery is blinking. So I'm back. I'm recording with my phone this time. Yeah, because the battery I started preparing to start recording this morning. All right, between makeup, hair, that was all done. Problem was gear. And it's not funny, because I am so disappointed in, I don't know, I'm disappointed in the fact that I had such high hopes for this microphone. I've been all over YouTube looking for someone that is going to be able to actually help me, connect. I'm looking for videos that will help me connect my Blue Yeti to my camera so that I don't use headphones and so that I can hear myself. All right. Who's that? Okay. So today, we're going to be talking about the breakup and the meltdown between Cardi B and Offset. One of the things that I've always I love love. I love love. And having been, in love myself so many times and getting out of it, I know how painful it can be. And so, remember in the last video, I talked about it's all about what you tolerate. Yeah? Yeah. And it's also tied to this one because everything a man will do to you, it's also about what you tolerate. At the same time, it's also about, being able, like I said, remember the last video I said, decipher. Do not get into having, relations with this person intimately, so that the red flags will be red flagging, it will be pinging, and that what is red will not turn green for you. And why I say this is because I took my time to actually go back. I'm going to put the links. I'm not going to attach any videos just for the sake of time. But I will put the links of all the videos or articles I'm going to be referencing, and you're going to be able to read it on your own. But what is quite interesting was the fact that I went through the timeline of Cardi B's relationship with Offset. You guys, I had time. Don't worry. Between yesterday, because I'm actually really, learning to program myself correctly. So why I'm saying is because I'm trying to bring out the pattern, okay, that many of us have followed, okay. I'm also going to highlight something that Stephen A. Curtis, is it Stephen Curtis or Stephen A. King? I can't remember. The guy that works with the sports company, a sports station. And I'm going to also highlight something that he said, okay, which I agree with, he said, well, why is it our business, which is true. And I'm going to try to talk about it in terms, and why I'm saying, i'm not I'm not saying that what Cardi B did was wrong. All I'm saying is there are better ways to deal with stuff, and one of them is when it comes to a couple, what happens in your relationship stays in your relationship. It's very important. Okay. So I want us to start from the very beginning. I'm just trying to locate my, yeah, I'm just trying to locate my bookmarks. Yes, I found it. All right. So we're going to be looking at a timeline of Cardi B's relationships. Now, Cardi B met Offset in 2016. Now, they said they met at an industry event. Between that 2016 to 2017, they released a song together, all right, in January. Now, says sometime in 2016. Right. Then we go to 2017, how the relationship continued in Valentine's Day 2017. And, in that same 2017, something about a marriage, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to drop I'm not going to go through all of that. Now, in 2017, October, Offset proposes to Cardi B on stage, even though they're secretly hitched. That was in 2017. Now, I appreciate and love my husband so much for still wanting me to have the special moments. This was, when the love was still growing strong. In 2018, January, cheating rumors began. Now, before that, all I'm just trying to do is to create, I'm going to just want to highlight a pattern. Now, before that, between Cardi B and Offset, I'm sorry, they met. Now, not much is known about how that meeting happened. Not much is known about a lot of things. And remember, she started off as a reality star, then Offset, his career had already, taken off. So, now, every step of the way, Cardi B was the one who made every gesture and announcement concerning her relationship. She was the one who told the world when they met her with him, friend. Up until she was the one, it was always Cardi B instigating. And maybe Offset had talked about both of them for the first time in maybe 2018. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. All this while, Cardi B had been the one giving the, she talks about privacy. She talks about the fact that, it's supposed to be for them. But every step of the way, she was always the one pointing out, that it's Offset. She's the one who gives the updates on their relationship. Now, in her communication procedure, I could assume, and this is just me from what I'm reading, I could assume that, okay, so she was the one who was more invested in this relationship than Offset was. I can assume that, okay? They got married. I can always assume, because even leading up to the marriage, that they got married in the most basic and casual outfits that they talked about. Let's just decided to get married, and they got married. 2. Now, again, after that, the first cheating rumors happened in 2018. It was a sex tape. And then no, sorry, before that, hold on, before that, in 2020, in October 2022, 2017, Cardi B posts that she's single, backtracks, and says she was being extreme. In that same 2017, 2018, he now, in that same 2017 October, he then proposes to her on stage. In 2018, another cheating rumor. And then February of 2018, Cardi B gets pregnant. Now, one thing I want to highlight here, number one, pregnancy does not solve a problem. Pregnancy is not the answer. It's not the answer. It's not the solution to the issues you're having. Yeah. Now, because again, these cheating rumors, we don't even know how both of them met. I can, again, like I said, I can assume that Offset may have been also cheating with Cardi B on some person else, because today we hear that he's back with Jade. Okay? Good. So now, just barely a year after their marriage, they're talking about cheating rumors. Barely a year after that, she even talked about getting away from that relationship. And then she backtracks. Number one. Now, I can't even highlight, I'm not going to talk about red flags here, because I think Cardi B is quite a smart girl. And I also think, and I know she loves Offset. Okay? And I think for her type of person, by virtue of the fact that she loves him, I think she will be willing to overlook his excesses, because she really does love him. And so when we continue, I'm going to put the link so that you can all, see and verify for yourselves. And then we do this from 2018. She gets pregnant, and then she goes again. They even had issues again after that. And then Cardi B, in 2018 again, there was another issue of cheating rumors. Then what does he do? He throws her a surprise party, a big party, blah, 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 blah. Girls, do not be taken in by grand gestures. I'm going to come on that. So we've talked about ignoring obvious signs. We've also talked about grand gestures. We've also talked about probably and assuming that she's more in love with Offset than Offset is in love with her. In the same 2018 December, she announces that they split again. Offset, I think, does a video and says he misses her, blah, blah, blah. It's all over the internet. I'll also put the link there. Or you can find the link in the link that I'm going to post there. He apologizes. And we see that it is a series of, there's a pattern. Now, there are two things to this. So let me start with the beginning of Cardi B being more in love with Offset than Offset being in love with her. Ladies, please ensure that the man is really seriously, truly crazy in love with you. Way more. You see, one of the things about women is that we are emotional beings. And when we love hard. The moment a woman decides that her heart is no longer on the table, that is when men begin to, in fact, that is when, that's when men are in trouble. Because she's going to be this person. While you're busy confessing all the love and adoration to her, she's going to be this person. She's just going to be this person. So when a woman loves, she loves hard. But please, ensure that the man loves you. Ensure that the man loves you more than you love him. Yes, it's a given. Ensure that that man is ready to go through the fire for you. Okay? Number two, Cardi B broke off with Offset more than once. Even when I heard of this present one, I was like, oh, they'll get back together. Ah, don't worry, she loves him. That's exactly what I said. Now you see, it's all about what you tolerate. You tolerated the first one without without a lot of consequences to it. Grand gestures were played, and boom, you went back again to where you came out from. The second time, or the first one, then you got a baby. And I don't know why couples do this a lot. The baby is not a binder. No, a baby is not a binder. A baby is a human. A baby is something that two people plan together and decide, okay, they want to have it because they want to take care of it. They want to love it. They want to nurture it, to become a better person than, for society, and probably better than you. So having a baby as a balm to the issues both of you are having, you're only just compounding the problem. No, a baby is not a binder. A baby is not glue. A baby is a human. So, if you know that you have been in that situation, please stop. And don't, in fact, forget it. It's not worth it. Okay? Now, again, we now go to number 3. The fact that she broke up with him probably more times than I can count. And still, he came back. Still, she took him back. Still, he cheated on her. Guys, the pattern is obvious. Now, that said, Cardi B loves Offset. Probably more than Offset loves her. Yeah, probably more than Offset loves her. And going back to what Stephen A said on his podcast, why is it our business? Well, I'm sure if Cardi B were not an emotional being, in the sense that Cardi B wears her heart on her sleeves. She doesn't hide. If she were not that person, Cardi B would have probably not gone on live, but she was hurt. And because she loves Offset, and because her pain, for her, she just wanted people to see her pain. She needed to talk. People like Cardi B get hurt very easily. Remember, I talked about it. I said, if you're the kind of person that grand gestures and words are your thing, be willing and ready to work and be able to decipher what is and what is real. And so, because Cardi B, listen, I love Cardi B. Gosh, I see her as my spirit animal. I don't know, come to life. So, when Cardi B speaks, she speaks from her heart. She speaks from a place of pain. Cardi B speaks because that is where she knows she can vent. Should it be our business? No, it shouldn't have been. But alas, she made it. Was it to draw public sympathy? I'm not so sure. I can't say. Was it to make Offset look like the bad guy? I can't say. I don't know. But one thing I do know is that she was hurting. She's hurting, and she decided, and she wanted to vent. She wanted to let go. And that was why she did what she did. Okay? That said, in your relationship, ensure that what is in here, in your privacy, remains in your privacy. It's not for us to know. That said, where I draw the line is on domestic violence. I've said it before in my previous videos. If you want, you go check them out. I'll put the links here. And I'm going to repeat it again. If you are being abused, You have no business remaining there. Talk less of keeping quiet. Run. Leave to live. If you are in a domestic or abusive relationship, I'm going to repeat it again. Leave to live. I beg you. But when it comes to what happens between couples, let it stay between couples. Stephen A is someone who's a little bit theatrical, because I noticed some of the language he used. I wouldn't go that far. But what I would say is that I understand why Cardi B expressed herself that way. I truly do. You know, there are times when you're going through something, yeah? And you need someone to talk to. You are willing to talk to, even a goat, you will talk to the goat, and you will put out your emotions the way you know how. Let me give you an example. I've talked about my abusive relationship. The video is here. I'm going to link it here. And while in the course of that relationship, there was this guy that was a very good friend. And while I was locked up in the house, he would come. And I would vent. And I would talk. And I would speak. I didn't even wait. He wasn't saying any. He wouldn't say anything. He would just listen to me, and I would speak and speak and talk and talk and talk and talk. Sometimes for hours. I don't know where he is today, and if I saw him, I'm going to say thank you, because he was a listening ear. Yeah, he was. I'm a different person today, thank God. You know, and that's thanks to the whom I'm married to. But I understand Cardi B. Before I end this video, I have just a few pointers for us to, I've talked about some of them, but just a few pointers that we need to, you know, to help us, you know, listen to what he's not saying. A lot of women, this always goes over our head. What is the man not saying? I'm going to talk about that in a different video. I just want us to end with just one or two things. What is he not saying? Be attentive to body language. Be willing to ask those hard questions, because when you do, you will definitely know where you stand. Do not be taken in by grand gestures. A lot of women, because the gestures are big, are grand, are wonderful, it makes them, you don't know that this person is probably using these grand gestures to cover your eyes over the real issues, or trying to hide very serious problems. Many of us don't think that way, because, oh, he bought me a car, he threw me a party, we flew to blah, and blah, blah, blah. But the real problem is still in waiting, growing, and it's growing bigger and bigger. It's not been dealt with. Do not be taken in by grand gestures. Learn to listen to a man, especially when he's silent. And on this note, guys, I'm going to leave you. I will try to pick, because from now till the next year, I'm not sure I'm going to be filming, but I will try to bring out videos as often as possible. And on this note, have a lovely day. Do not fail to like, share, comment, leave your comments in the comment section below, and subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.